Guys, tapping combines the strength of both modern psychology and traditional Chinese medicine, and it all works on all kinds of mental elements like anxiety, guilt, phobias, fears, and it works so well because basically all of your problems originate in your energy system. And whenever there's a block in your energy system, you'll experience a physical and a mental block at the same time. EFT is something that works really consistently, whether you understand how it works or not. And that's kind of why I love it. I started using it almost 15 years ago and never had any idea how it worked, really. I just knew it had something to do with meridian points and acupuncture points, and I always thought it was super weird, but I kept coming back to it because it just worked really well. It works really well with anxiety, cravings, and I even used it on my kids who still think I'm crazy because I was always having them tap, but now they do it as adults. The crazy thing is, even if you don't think it will work, it still works. You don't even have to believe in it. But now the science has caught up. So let me tell you quickly, the science shows us exactly what can happen now in the brain when you're tapping on these meridian points during stress. There was a 10-year study at Harvard Medical School, and they researched what's going on inside of the brain during the tapping. And the results of that study are remarkable. The main conclusion was, listen carefully, that tapping on these points during stress caused an almost immediate reduction in the body's stress response by rapidly reducing arousal in the amygdala and the limbic system. So as you know, anytime you're in a state of anxiety, your brain gets stuck in an on position. And when it's on, nothing else really matters to the body. Not your ability to see things clearly, not your ability to nurture and strengthen relationships, or your ability to have a clear mind or find solutions to problems, not even your ability to stay healthy and fight illness or maintain a great weight for you. Nothing but survival matters when your amygdala is aroused. So, according to the study, here's what you need to do first in order to have this tapping stuff work the best for you. First, you need to be smack dab in the middle of strong anxiety or strong emotions, or stress, or not being able to sleep, whatever it is, you need to be in the middle of that, or be able to mentally recreate that trauma or that trigger that's associated with those feelings. That's the way you open up the files in your brain, where all of those feelings are linked together with memories and neurons. And when you do this, you put the amygdala intentionally into a threat response if you're having anxiety, or you open up whatever file it is you need to deal with. And while you're there, you start to tap. And the tapping sends electric signals on these acupressure points that almost immediately decrease the threat response. In other words, you can basically still feel emotions, but your body doesn't get affected by those emotions. And as you do that, you begin to create a new normal where your performance stops being affected by your emotions and your relationships stop being affected by your emotions. I'll show you more as you go through the system or as you try this stuff out, but I want to show you the points quickly and then how to tap on them. And there's a PDF that you can download or use as a screensaver or put it somewhere else. That's easily accessible so that you can remember all of these points. So don't worry about it. They'll be there, but it's a simple technique. It's easy to do. It only takes a few minutes. And there are 9 main meridian points that you need to know. Basically the karate chop, and you can do it right like this or like this. There's an eyebrow point right in between your eyebrows. Outside of your eyebrows, 6 or 7 times, you would just tap it with a couple of fingers underneath your eye, under your nose, your chin, your collarbone, right under here, you would just kind of tap. Under your arm, right about 2 inches below your armpit, there's kind of a tender spot there. And then the top of the head. And it doesn't matter if you tap, if you're a beginner, it doesn't matter if you tap on one side or the other. You can tap on both, you can change up sides. It doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that you are either in the heat of it or you mentally bring yourself physically back to the heat of it. And if some of the words and some of the scripts that you'll hear in your headphones that I've created for you aren't perfectly describing what's going on for you, change the words in your mind so that whatever you can do, that as you go through each of those points, you're pulling up the emotions, and that's how it'll work for you. I'm excited for you to try EFT. Good luck.